Hi there, welcome to my video on how to use GDAX. So first things first, if you don't already have a Coinbase account, follow the link in the referral below to create your Coinbase account. Once you have one, it's very easy to create a GDAX account. GDAX is actually owned and operated by Coinbase, so it's a smooth transition. So once you create your accounts, you'll end up with a screen that looks like this. In the top left, you can navigate between different coin pairings. So right now we're on the Bitcoin and US dollar pairing. But if you'd like to look at the Bitcoin Cash pairing or the Ethereum pairing or the Litecoin pairing, you're free to do so. For now, let's stick with the Bitcoin pairing. So everything on this page is related to Bitcoin versus the US dollar. You can see the last trade price up here was 8,520. There has been a 4% drop in the price in the last 24 hours, and the 24-hour trading volume is about 14,000 Bitcoin. In the middle section here, we have the order book. So the top part is the sell orders and the bottom part is the buy orders. These are open orders that are currently up. So that means there's somebody right here is selling their Bitcoin at 8,520 and they're selling about 8 of them. 7. Yeah. And there's somebody trying to buy a Bitcoin at 8,520 as well. And there's a 1 cent difference between the two. You can see the open orders reflected in the depth chart here. If you click the depth chart in the top right, there's a pretty healthy buy volume right now, which means there's a good number of people who are trying to buy in at these prices. For the price to ever drop to 8,350, somebody would have to sell Bitcoin at all of these prices to get down to this point. So you can flip between the depth chart and the price chart right here. With the price chart, you can see it in like a line mode, or it's like a line graph, or you could see a candlestick mode. I prefer candlestick mode myself. You could also switch the x-axis from day view to 6-hour view to 1-hour view, and that's just each unit of the x-axis down here. Finally, you have the overlay option. You can overlay the exponential moving average 12 or 26. Now the EMA is basically a type of moving average that puts more weight on recent data points. So the EMA 12 puts more weight on the last 12 hours, since we're in hour view right now. And EMA 26 is for the last 26 units of time that we're in. This is pretty helpful, especially in the crypto space. Because the crypto space is changing so much, we really do want to focus on more recent data points. So down here you can see your open orders. I currently don't have any, but if you did put in any orders, they would show up down here. You can go to your fills to see how your orders have been filled. That's basically like your order history. So that's how to navigate through the chart and the order book. Let's talk now about the order form and how to put money onto your GDAX account. So to deposit money, you click deposit, and you can deposit funds from your bank account, from your Coinbase account, or from a Bitcoin address. So if you have a wealthy friend who's trying to give you 10 Bitcoin, you would copy and paste this address and email it to your friend. If you're transferring money from a desktop wallet like Exodus, you would copy and paste this into the Exodus send option. Once you have some money here and you want to withdraw it, just click withdraw, and you can send money directly to your bank account. It's pretty quick and easy. I've done it a couple times now. So let's say now we want to buy some Bitcoin. There are 3 different ways we can buy Bitcoin, either through a market order, a limit order, or a stop order. So with a market order, it's pretty simple. Just click market, buy, and let's say we want to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. This would go through as a taker order. So market orders are taker orders. What they do is they take orders off of the order book. So it would look for the lowest price, which is 8,540, and it would take part of this order off the order book. Now, the difference between a taker and a maker order is that a taker order is liable to fees. So GDAX charges a small fee for every taker order. If you want to avoid all fees, you could only make maker orders. So one way to do that is with limits. So let's say that I want to buy if Bitcoin ever drops to a certain price. Let's say I want to buy 1 Bitcoin if it ever hits 8,000. This is a maker order because no one is selling Bitcoin at 8,000 right now. The lowest is 8,500. This would create a new order in the order book in the buy section. So because it's a maker order, it won't be charged any fees. Down here it says post only. This means post only as a maker order, so no fees involved. If you click allow taker, your order may be executed as a taker order and could be liable to fees. But limit orders are a great way to avoid fees, and also it's a good way to make sure your orders go through even when you're not around. Like if I want to go to the beach for a day, but I want to make sure I can buy in a Bitcoin if it ever hits 8,000, then I could just put in an order for it. In the advanced section, you could do, usually I do good until canceled. I leave the order there until I cancel it, but you could do good until time and cancel the order after a minute or after an hour or after a day if it doesn't get filled. So that's limit orders. You could also do a sell order. So if you think Bitcoin will skyrocket and you want to sell when it hits 10,000, you could put in a sell limit order to sell 1 Bitcoin when it hits 10,000. Finally, there's the stop order, and this is the most complicated one, so bear with me. If you wanted to put in a stop sell order, for example, this means that you're trying to sell if Bitcoin ever falls to a certain price. If you're scared that Bitcoin's going to crash, you could put in a stop sell order for 8,000. So the stop price is the last trade price. When that last trade price hits 8,000, this order will execute and your order will go on the order book. If you don't click advanced, it'll execute as a market order. This means that when the last trade price hits 8,000, your trade will execute at the market price. Now you might be asking, wouldn't the market price necessarily be the last trade price? The answer to that is no. The market price doesn't have to be the last trade price. If you're in a bear market like we are now and there's a flash crash and you go from 8,000 to 5,000, the market price could be going down faster than the last trade price, which means that if you put the stop price at 8,000 and the last trade price is 8,000, the market price might be far below that, and you might not sell out at a price you're comfortable with. That's the reason I would recommend going into the advanced section and putting a limit price that's just below your stop price. I would put slightly less than 1%, so maybe a difference of $50. This communicates to GDAX, when the last trade price is 8,000, I would like you to put in an order into the order book that says, sell my Bitcoin for 7,950. The difference between your limit price and your stop price, the bigger that difference, the more likely that your order will be filled. And the smaller the price, the more money you save. So generally, if you're going to put in a stop price, I would say put in a limit price that's slightly less than that if you're selling. Now let's think about a stop buy. So you would do a stop buy order if you wanted to buy some Bitcoin when the price was skyrocketing. So let's say you think sometime in the next day, the price may just boom. So I might put in a stop order price at 9,000. This communicates to GDAX, hey GDAX, when the last trade price is 9,000, I want you to put in an order to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at 9,050. Now again, you want your limit price to be slightly different than your stop price. This buy order communicates that when that last trade price is 9,000, they're going to put in a new buy order for 9,050. And the reason that you want to do this is that if the price is skyrocketing and the market price is much higher than the last trade price, you want to make sure that your order will be filled. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about market orders, limit orders, stop orders, please ask a question in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions. This was my overview of how to use GDAX, but to check out my other how-to videos, check out my channel. I also do a how-to Binance video. If you'd like to read my How to Trade Crypto Beginner's Guide, check out my website at www.dannycrypto.com. Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day.